Hello friends, how you doing? It's day 379. Today I'm coming in. I just want to talk about the topic of self-love. Yes, that can be scary for many people. And as my title says, do you find it difficult to love yourself? And I just want to kind of share a few things that could explain why. Um, but obviously there could be a number of reasons. So I'm going to keep this relatively short because it's a topic that can really delve into lots of different tangents. And so I'm just going to touch on a few different things for you to just start reflecting on and to think about, and hopefully it can help you learn how to love yourself more. And so first and foremost, my question to you is, do you know yourself? Do you know who you are? And what I find is a lot of people nowadays don't really know who they are. And that's going to be a challenge to be able to actually love yourself. Because, simple question, can you love someone that you do not know? It's possible, but for most people, the answer is no. Just think about people who, maybe you heard something on the news that's, a certain amount of people died in a plane crash, right? For most of us, we're like, oh man, that sucks. That's, you're sad for them, but there's not really any emotion. And imagine another scenario where you hear about a red alert or amber alert, where a young child has been missing for a while, and you see her picture, you see her a little bit about her story, where she grew up, and her family. And you're starting to actually get to know this young girl or young boy, and now you're starting to feel sad and actually have a little bit of attachment. Why? Because you're actually getting to know the little child. And so the same thing goes with you. Do you know yourself enough? Because if you don't, that may be blocking you from being able to love yourself. All right? And how do you get to know yourself more? Well, it's a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong study, if you will. But it is possible. You just got to be willing to actually do the work and actually look yourself in the mirror. I know it can be very scary, but I find that it is necessary. Okay? Another thing has to do with an identity crisis, I find nowadays. I think so many people, they live in a world where they don't really, again, they don't know who they are. They're in environments where they're trying to fit in. And that is going to be a huge challenge. Instead of looking for environments where you're trying to fit in, try to look for environments where you feel that you belong. That's a massive difference. Belonging versus fitting in. Belonging feels right. Fitting in is just trying to be someone that maybe you're not. And so hopefully you all have a community of some sort to be able to have that feeling of belonging, right? Maybe it's your family. If it's your family, that's ideal. But if not, maybe it's a church community or a business community, maybe personal growth community. Maybe it's a sports community, right? It really doesn't matter. But what's most important that you do have an environment where you do feel that you belong somewhere, okay? And, obviously in that environment, you feel accepted for who you are, and you don't have to change who you are. Another thing is, we live in a society where, I don't know, people, they're a mix of everything, Asian American or what have you, right? And also, people are less likely to be living in the same home that their parents grew up in. Or when they grew up, they probably they move around a lot. And so that may also contribute to not knowing or having a real sense of identity. And so if that's the case, then maybe you're always trying to figure out who you are. Okay? So there's a number of things that definitely can play into not being able to love yourself. And, from everything that I've read and experienced myself, almost everything will go back to your upbringing, your childhood, and basically at that age, you're not mature enough to actually be able to process all the feelings and emotions that you have. So it's a challenge to really understand all that stuff. And if you didn't have an understanding parent or guardian or somebody there to actually to listen to you and ask you good questions, then it's going to be a challenge to really know who you are. And so, that's kind of all I want to get into. Obviously, it can get really deep, and it's more of a personal one-to-one conversation. I would definitely encourage you, find a coach, find a counselor, find a confidant, a friend even, right? If they know how to ask good questions. But just, a lot of times it's hard for us to really look at ourselves in the mirror and to really understand. And so having an outside person give us an objective viewpoint, it may help us actually understand ourselves a little bit more. And so that's something I would definitely encourage you. And so hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that's simple enough for you to at least get started to understanding why you may have a difficult time loving yourself. Anyways, that's all I want to share tonight, my friends. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday hump day night, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.